Oh, that background.
My boy, what it do? What it do? What it do?
What's up, man?
Take this cuz down. Said, hide this cuz. Hold up. I said, hide this cuz. Oh, no, don't do me like that.
Don't do me like that.
They doing it. They giving it to me. Some people said, there we go. All right.
You live with it, man?
Man, I'm live as live can be. What's the word? What's the deal? How you feel? What's been going on?
You know how it is, man. Trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
On me.
Got my elbow. Man.
How your week been?
Ooh, it's been rough. I'm not really rough. I be saying it like it's really been rough. Like baby mom tripping on me. Grandma got sugar diabetes. None of that. I'm just like I said, I'm trying to be more deliberate about stuff. So I'm on a fast. I know I talked about that last week. So
yeah.
I'm gonna break it tomorrow. Last week I broke it Wednesday. Had too many carbs, and that's why I was crashing last Wednesday. But I'm good. I'm in there today, so I'll be all right.
Man, I ain't got that 1080p camera right here looking at me. Fucking saying.
Nah, you good. It's good. You got good visuals. You on your phone?
No, I'm on my computer.
Okay.
I'm just hotspotting my computer with my phone.
Word is bomb.
You know, I hate that we ain't in the same location at the same time.
Man,
but
you don't even want to know.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yep.
Sometimes it definitely be like that. But yo, so check this out. I had a crazy week myself. I mean, I had a trip to Oklahoma out of nowhere.
Okay.
I mean,
it was just family issues or injury or what was up?
Man, no. My mom's had a 45-year class reunion.
Oh, snap.
45. I said, "Jeez, like I ain't gonna lie, like that made me feel old as cuz."
Mm-hmm. Talking about you.
Look, check this out. I was like, dang, 1978. Like, bro, what was I doing in 1978? What was you doing in 1978?
I wasn't even here in 1978. It wasn't even the beginning of me being here in 1978.
Understood. So if you ain't here, if you wasn't here for sure, I wasn't, right?
Yeah, plus 10, right?
Plus 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe so. Or 9, somewhere around there. 8, 9.
Somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. First off, gotta give a shout out to Talking Monkey Business Podcast with Jermaine. Yeah, last Thursday, I had some last minute family stuff come up, so I wasn't able to be online. But I'll definitely make it my business to be there Thursday. Got my boy Tez in the building watching. What's good, Tez? And make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, please. The platform grows as you help expand it. You know, your boys is on the bigger and better things. We're coming to you live here on the stream yard. And no, the camera does not lie to you. I do have a haircut. Yes, I do look semi-decent this week. Because I've been looking like Wolfman every other week.
That's how them waves come through, though.
Man, what? We ain't there just yet. But they say baby steps.
Man, what you mean?
All right, man, but I got something I want to get into this week, you know? And yeah, we got to talk about it. Hold on. I got to pull this cuss up. All right. Read that for you, boy.
To me? Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And black women are single and unmarried because they don't want to date outside their race. Their loyalty is strong to one race. Do not come jumping down my throat.
I'm gonna pull it back up because I want to read them comments. I do. I really need to go update that post and see the rest of the comments that's on there. But now, how many times we've been on this show and we didn't put the statistic out there? Only 25% gets married. So that 25% isn't Black men marrying Black women. It's in its entirety. Yeah.
Black
that's everybody that decided to. Yeah, that's anybody that decided to marry a Black woman. That's from the Latinos to the Asians to the whites, Hispanics, Middle Easterners, Africans, whomever, Europeans, whomever, whatever, wherever, right? And this is just my personal opinion now. This part, not the last part, but this part. Every Black man that I've known that has dated a white woman or someone outside of their race, I guarantee you, the first person he gave a chance to was who?
African American female.
Because we start at home, right? Like the vast majority of us start at home. And then whenever it doesn't quite naturally work out here, where do we end up going? You got to go replace it where?
Yeah. You got to go outside.
Resources. My boy. Say it again, my bad.
I said, no, resources. If you can't find it where you are, you got to go look.
Now, I want to read. I want to pull this back up here. I got to read some of these comments. What you say? Totally agree. I don't feel right dating nobody that's not Black, so I'm gonna stay single. I say same here. I want to do it, then I always back out. Now, remember,
okay. I don't understand that.
Remember earlier when we started doing this show and some of the things that I was saying on here, you had someone you knew, let's just say that, someone you knew that was not of the same race, right? She was Caucasian. And some of the things that I was sitting here speaking about, how did she react to that?
She thought it was absolutely bonkers. Matter of fact,
she thought it was absolutely
just texted me and I was like, I'm going to get back to you. But yeah, she thought she watched our first, second, maybe third episode. And she was like, I have never heard any of this ever before. In all of her travels of life, working in the medical field, working with the city, working over, she's never heard anything. One of the things that really blew her mind was that African American women are actually looking at income as one of the major weights on who they partner with. She was like, I never experienced that. I've never said, do you make enough? Do you have enough? Blah, blah. Because if you're clean and you have transportation or whatever, you obviously you're doing all right.
Because culturalistically, if I could use that word, they're raised different. Like they're raised to even eyeball their men different than what our Black females are. Remember, like the women are taught, oh, what can he do for you? Like, can he take care of you? Can he do this for you? Can he do that for you? And in most cases, it'd be him having to exhibit extraordinary traits to even get what they feel is the minimal basics done, which is crazy. But that's a conversation within its own right. Mm-hmm. Let me pull this right back up. What she says? She says, think about it. When we stop dating our own, then we delete our own race. That's the plan anyways.
That's exactly what's happening. That comment?
That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, so if you think about it, if we look at this perspective, 25% of African American females will get married in a lifetime. 50-something percent of African American males are single and childless. And I think it was 30-something percent of that are making.
It's 51% of Black men are single and childless, and 64% of that 51% are in the middle class.
Okay, so we had a 2-to-1 ratio for them. There's 2 of us for every one of them, and just available. Nobody, no baby mama drama, and ready for somebody, right? That's of all Black men in all the age groups all together. I don't know where the density is, but I would imagine it's probably in the 25 to 40 age range.
And the thing is, bro, like, oh my man, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, if you look at that perspective, if the ones that are single and childless decide enough is enough, I'm gonna go find someone to be with. I'm gonna go get married, go to Dominican Republic, go wherever, and get married.
Mm-hmm.
That's 50% black, 50% whatever the other one is. That happens again, that pure black is gone. And we don't really have that. If you look, a lot of in our culture is blended. We don't even like I'm looking at TV and stuff like that, trying to get some more ideas and just kind of generate some thoughts. We don't even really have a lot of dark-skinned women that we bring out there. We got the same ones, but it's not predominant. And I don't know if it's because of that dilution or if it's that whole thing. Well, the darker skin, we don't really want to deal with that. So
nowadays, at least from what I see, the only time our women get on TV is when they're objectifying themselves or they're alleging to the things that separate us.
Yeah.
At least those are the ones that get pushed to the forefront.
I mean, there is an agenda to destroy black families. We got to remember, when black families were solid, things were getting done. Things that were
no doubt.
Like life-shaking. We have a Black History Month because of the things that were getting accomplished when black families were coming together, when black groups were coming together. Mm-hmm. There is a great fear of that happening. Well, let's say it like this. There is work to prevent those families and those groups because there was a great fear that happened. Now they don't have a fear of that happening because where's it going to happen from? Black people don't even think about family. We think about, that's my
money,
or that's my, you know what I'm saying? We never go family. Family should be the first thought, not something to do on the weekend or a free dinner.
Because back in the day, whenever we were predominantly married, remember when we was in that 80 percentile of married people, that was pushed. That what was pushed everywhere, family. From the Cosbys to music to movies to everything. That what was pushed. That was the agenda, quote, so lack of a better term. It's what brought us together. And the thing is, and this is the part that really be hitting home for me, I guess, or drilling in the head. If we could be married and whole during the hardest times of our culture, which was slavery, and where times was way harder than what it is now, why can't it be done now? It's not it can't. It's just you don't want to,
man.
Because you feel
a lot of it is programming. A lot of it is programming.
Well, you got it. I don't know. Have you ever heard of Jane Elliott?
I'm not sure.
Man, she's one of the biggest civil rights professors in the country. Like I love her work, bro. Like she did the blue eye, brown eye experiment. You should look that up sometime.
What does she look like?
She said
she's
a white lady. Yeah. Real short white lady with short hair. Oh man.
Okay.
Check
I didn't
out.
know about name. I didn't know about name. She has some awesome stuff.
She said this one thing on CNN one time. She was like, slavery is a learned behavior. Any behavior you learn, you can unlearn. So that separation between us families is a what? Learned behavior. You can unlearn any learned behavior. But let me shout out some of the people that's in here. My boy Jalil, man, my boy birthday just passed. You know, so he said big Virgo energy in the building on the birthday edition of the Fuck You Saying podcast. That's my boy. My neurologically sound brother, for sure, brother. My boy Hunter Hill and he'll hustle for change. Make sure y'all shop them boy. Make sure y'all check them boys out. They always doing big things. Hey, let us know when your next event. I needs to be there for sure. Gotta make up for that last time. My boy Dominique was in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but if he is, what's up? What's up to you, Coach Mike? Coach in the middle school. Man, I ain't gonna lie. My boy be doing big things with that coaching in middle school, bro. He coached middle school sports. I think baseball and football, if I'm not mistaken. And last but not least, Ray is in the building. Holla at her 2 times for your mind. Oh man. But let me get back to it. For the people that's late, we will reread this again, because this is where we at right now. It says Black women are single and unmarried because they don't want to date outside of their race. Their loyalty is to one race. Do not come jumping down my throat. One of the comments say, totally agree. I don't feel right dating anybody that's not Black, so I'm gonna stay single. And she said, person's also comments and says, same here. I want to do it, then I always back out. Then she says, think about it. When we stop dating our own, then we delete our own race. That's the plan anyway. And so what's up, CJ? What's up?
CJ.
Now, this, let me ask a question. And I feel like this question is rhetorical, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. She says she want to date inside her race. Well, what do the men inside your race want? What is your game plan when you come to date the men inside of your race? Is it for casual get together, casual fling with no things, no strings? What you mean? Like you saying? Or is it the intent to marry or what? Like that's the, I guess that's the start where I want to start. Because in order to secure what it is you're looking for, you have to know what it is you're looking for. Right?
Yeah.
Help me if I'm on base with that.
What are the conditions?
You gotta know where it is, how it is. Like, isn't that how we obtain our women, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially like back in the day, they would always say, well, you ain't got no game. That usually meant you didn't have a way to get her attention, to hold her attention, to attract her into, even if you weren't her type. If you had game, you could still pull it, right? So yeah, you have to, there's, like you said, it's a skill. Relationship is a skill. And you have to study, you have to learn. A lot of times I use the analogy of fishing. You are not going to catch prize winning fish in the bayou. That's not where they are. If that's what you want, you have to go to where they are. If you don't know where they are, well, that's why you keep getting guppies and minnows, because you're fishing in the bayou. They're not there.
I swear that this little thing right here is going to irritate the shit out of me. But all right. Look like, I don't know. Anyway. Okay. And you're right by what you just said, right? But how come whenever we're telling our women what we want, why they push it back so much?
I think for the last 10 years, we've been saying it's all about them. So now that program is what I want. It started with the throwing money at the club, and then whatever you want, you can have whatever you like. I'll buy you a car and, nights at the Ritz and so forth. So it's all been about catering to them. And now it's all across the board. It's like, I should be catered to. I should be this. I should be that. I'm a princess. I'm a 10. It's an inflated sense of value. And I think we perpetuated it I think we did a bang up job helping them get there. We being men.
We definitely had our hand in that. Like, our hands is not clean. And that's where the dick discipline comes in at, right?
That too,
but
for sure.
When you're let's be honest, when you're an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old male, dick discipline is not nowhere on your mind.
No,
not even close.
Unless
not even at 25.
Otherwise, no.
Or would you be willing to listen at 18, 19, 20, 21?
It depends on circumstances and conditions. If you were raised to do so at a younger age, then you'd be more inclined to. You're going to always, guys start developing later. Girls have to start developing early, because once they have their cycle, they can get pregnant. They're in womanhood. Men aren't men until they can sustain a family, or at least that was one of the original definitions or examples.
Can you say it again? I wish I had that button that go Don DeMarco. What are you saying? You just said something right there. Can you say that again? You said men become in when
they're able to sustain a family. So if you go back to when we had trades and stuff like that, it wasn't going out earning money by making somebody else money. You had trades. You had to be able to pick up what your dad was doing, learn it. Or if you had uncle, or however it worked out. But usually it was your dad. You go with your dad after you're weaned off milk. You're not being breastfed anymore. In other words, you go with your dad, depending on what trade he was doing. If it was dangerous, of course, you had to wait till you got a little bit older. But if it wasn't, then you could go at a younger age. You learn what he did. You developed a skill for it. He would give you certain tasks to do. He would give you certain projects. And then it got to the point where it was like, okay, go out, generate your own income. Go get a project, bring it to fulfillment, and let's see. If there was problems, he guides you through it. If you did it good, then boom, okay, you branch off, you do your own thing. Now you're generating your own trade, you're doing your own exchanges, you bring in value. Now you can sustain a family. Okay, so with that, now you're a man. You can go get the woman and have the children, but it ain't the same no more. And at 18 years old, in our day and age, I didn't have a problem listening to my mom or my dad tell me what to do because they always did since I was young. It wasn't like I did whatever I wanted to, and then all of a sudden, I just don't like what you're doing. I'm trying to give you discipline. That ain't gonna work. You train up a child in the way they should go. When they old, they won't depart from it. They might stray, have their own thing going on for a while, but the foundation is laid.
And that's okay. So a lot of foundations, let's say that a lot of foundations have been built with faulty cement, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, some just straight up built on sand. Just
and I've told a lot of people, like, sometimes we get in this habit, and I don't want to call it just a woman thing or a man thing. I think it's a people thing. We get in this habit of wanting to build a house from the roof down. Have you ever seen a house get built from the roof down?
Never.
If your house getting built from the roof down, what is it standing on?
It ain't happening.
It ain't happening. Like,
that's a lot of resources wasted in time.
A lot of time, energy, resources, emotion, a lot of that. My boy Nate is in the building. Oh, smoke. Hold on, don't say that out loud. You know, that's a little secret. You know, we ain't dropping that just yet. But anyway, this is an example of a house getting built from the roof down. Let's say I get in a relationship with Sarah. First off, what I know about Sarah. What's her favorite color? What's her favorite drink? What makes her sad? What makes her happy? What makes this emotion trigger? Like,
when you say get in a relationship with, you mean play house, or you mean I'm just getting to know her?
No, we're in a relationship without me getting to know you. That's what I'm saying. Like, without being able to answer these simple questions. You can't answer none of these simple, basic questions, but you're in a relationship with her. Why?
So, okay. And that's what I'm trying to make sure we on the same page on it. So, in other words, we in a relationship, we've been together for a while. We've been together.
Oh, we've been talking, but we ain't been talking about clearly nothing serious.
Gotcha.
But you done pulled the trigger on the next step. That's the part we at. So, without having to know these minimal pieces of information, right? How are we establishing any type of emotional connection? Any type of connection?
I think what are we establishing? I think that's why so many people go to sex first. They don't have no other connection. Most people, that's their major or only connection.
That's what I was getting at. Like, without, and how are we able to jumpstart to her number one value and virtue? And your what? It ain't our number one. It's probably our number 4, 5, the 4th, 5th, or 6th. But nonetheless, it's not matching, right? So how is the foundation is getting laid here? What foundation is getting laid here?
It ain't. This is after.
But doesn't that go back to? You said what?
I say it's an after the fact thing. You can try to go back and build, which works sometimes, but at that point, it's not there.
You might be able to dig in the sand and put some cement right there. You might, but then again, you might not.
Absolutely.
But then again, you might not. And look, I understand we don't want to look at the, whenever someone point out the negatives and things, they consider the negative person, right? Even though the negative things are very plausible scenarios to be in.
The negative thing is part of the whole. There's pros and cons to everything. The cons are the negatives. That's part of it. There is nothing that comes 100%. Pick something. I'll find a flaw in it. There's nothing that comes 100%.
How many times you heard me say that on this show? Nothing is 100. Nothing. No choice you make in this life is 100% pro. There's always going to be a con in it.
There's always pros and cons. One of the coolest things I saw in the Bible, and it was at a later age. I never was taught this by a pastor or whatever, but how Jesus said, basically, count up the cost before you take up the cross. Don't just think you just gonna get in and there's not gonna be no trouble. You look at the Beatitudes, it says, blessed is he when men revile you, persecute you, say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. Falsely, they accuse you of stuff. He said, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for they did the same thing to the prophets that came before them. It's always pros and cons to everything. It's always pros and cons to everything.
Man, let me shout more. We got Jadarian Martin, my boy JD up in here. And he put 100 behind. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. The people be digging what you be saying. I ain't lying. There's a lot of people offline that be telling me, hey, your man's be saying some real deep shit. I'm like, hey,
man, let me get my mind clear. I promise I'll try to do better. I got a lot on my mind. I be digging deep trying to stay in there.
Bro, it's been a long week. It's been a long week, but we thugging through it. We are thugging through it. Yeah. All right, so it is okay. Isn't acknowledgement of certain red flags part of foundation building?
Yes.
Of building the proper foundation?
Yes. I think the first date should be red flags and what I call showstoppers.
Showstoppers. Give me what is a showstopper? Give me an example of that.
If you will not date a girl that smoke, I don't care how fine she is, say you smoke, I don't do that. Let's just go ahead and shake hands, enjoy this meal, and that'd be the last one. But you spend time with her, and, well, maybe I could talk her out of, or whatever lie you tell yourself, or you just like, well, shoot, she fine. I just like to have her on my arm, so I'm gonna deal with smoking. Don't play games. If that's a red flag and it ain't gonna go nowhere, walk away. If you don't date black guys and this is a black guy, don't waste that man's time, walk away. If you don't date women that's got children, don't waste her time, walk the cuss away. If she don't date dudes that don't have 100K, don't waste that man's time. Don't let him buy you dinner with his less than 100K. Walk away. Red flags and deal breakers.
Deal breaker. Red flags, deal breaker. Because remember. All right, we're saying life is about choices and trade-offs, right? Mm-hmm. But the choice and the trade-off have to be an honest choice and trade-off.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. Because it's the only way that you can really understand or receive the true value of what it is you're asking for or what it is you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Now, let me read some these comments because we got the people up in here jumping. You got the people started. My boy Quintez said, nah, for sure. My boy Jay Martin say every action has a reaction.
Man,
most certainly. Also on the YouTube, my boy Hustle for Change, my boy over there, he say Hustle for Change in the house, keep it pushing, fellas. We trying.
Who?
CJ says facts. Jay Martin say showstopper 100. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of nice. I like that showstopper.
Showstoppers and deal breakers, man. You got to think about it kind of like a contract. If there's something in the contract that you know you're not gonna do, why would you sign that contract knowing you're gonna get violated for breach of contract? That's stupid. That's stupid.
So hey, y'all, we go ahead. No, I'm just gonna say,
imagine if there's a $100,000 penalty or $1 million penalty attached to breaching the contract, and it says in there you can't have pork. Period. You're done with bacon, sausage, pork sausage. You're done with that, and you know you a swine eating hostage. Why would you sign that contract? Oh, because I get 60 million if I sign the contract and I make it through. But you eat pork every day. You're not going to even try to break the habit of eating pork first before you sign the contract? Because it's going to cost you $100,000 if you breach contract. It doesn't make sense.
There's a penalty. It got to be a penalty.
Weighing the options, choices, trade-offs.
Let me read some of the comments because I ain't gonna lie. All I'm seeing is my phone. Hey, we in here, my boy Keith. Call it cold. Hey, what's good, Keith, man? Tell your girl happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to her. I forgot her name, man. I don't want to be rude, though. Okay, so Y'all, if we on fire in here, please drop that flame emoji. My boy over there spitting that hot fire. Drop that flame emoji. We dropping that bullshit. Put the shit emoji, and we'll do better. I promise you. All right, so my boy Jay White say, let everything out from the jump. Stop wasting time. That's true. Have the real talks. And you CJ, you're right. I like that. She said have the real talks, but I one up you. Have them uncomfortable talks.
Yeah. If they real, at the beginning, they're going to be uncomfortable because I don't know you. I don't know how you're going to respond to stuff. So when I give this answer, if it's authentic, you could potentially get up and walk away from the table. And if you a 10, you know that's going to sting. But if that comment caused her to walk away, you might have just saved yourself.
You might have just saved yourself. How many times have you ever been like
him to walk away? Same thing, man.
Hey, we all got that situation. Men and women are like, well, we like, ooh, we dodged a bullet. Ooh, we dodged one.
So how many?
We can drop that.
How many times have I said on the show that I don't mind that friend zone? Why? Because I got to see all them bad habits, all them nasty attitudes, and all that, and I ain't about now dinner.
See,
I ain't did no.
And we that's gonna be a different episode. But I just want to tap that, like that friend zone is a matter of perspective.
Oh yeah, look, you know me. I think outside the box. I'm not offended by it. Teach me from the inside where I ain't got to come off no bread. Absolutely.
So, my boy Jalil say, AKA third wheels or deal breakers. Well, he said third rails. He meant third rails or deal breakers. Cause he adjust the comment. I like the third rails. That's crazy. CJ says you can't change anyone, and I agree, bro. Like you're not supposed to date no one to change them. You're supposed to accept what they're giving, and if it matches up or it aligns with what you want, then you might have yourself an even trade-off, or you might have yourself a good deal. You might. I didn't say you would. I said you might.
I would say better stated. Understand what they're giving, then because it might not be acceptable. Some stuff just ain't acceptable.
You can't. What you said? You can't be irrational. And what's the other one you said?
What
I think it was irrational.
The little phrase where I say you can't reason with unreasonableness.
Yeah, you can't reason with unreasonableness.
Yeah.
All right, we got CJ. She say because people are used to lying on their resume interviews to get a job. They know they ain't qualified for it. Now that is true. That is hot. I ain't gonna even lie.
You got to ask them questions during that interview, man.
But interviewer, you gotta ask the right questions because trust me,
be wise, yeah.
If you ask the right questions and you get the right info and you align it with the actions and there's inconsistencies there, we got us a liar on that resume. But it's gonna be up to you to make the decision from there, though, knowing that this person has lied on their resume. Because there and that's gonna be another show also. There is people that like to say certain key phrases just to get them through the door, just to get them the job, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you know how to speak the language to get the job, that don't mean you know how to do the action to get the job.
To keep that book.
Ooh, yeah. That's fucking tough. That's tough. I ain't gonna lie to you. So my boy, oh shit, they dropping the flame emojis. Oh, we on fire up in here.
Oh,
we on fire up in here. So my boy Jay Martin say you can learn a lot from being in the friend zone.
I'm trying to tell you. Look,
don't
argue with the cheat sheet, man. If they put you in the friend zone, and it's acceptable because some ladies like to put you in the friend zone, but get boyfriend benefits from you from in the friend zone. Don't let that happen. If I'm in the friend zone, I'm in the friend zone. You don't get boyfriend benefits from me in the friend zone. You don't do that. But if it's acceptable and you can be in that friend zone and learn, she might be the worst person you ever truly encountered on a one-to-one. Because once they get comfortable, people get comfortable, they start to be more natural.
And they start showing exactly who they are.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why, and man, and I touched on that a little bit last week when I was like, if you've been with a woman a year, 365 days, same. If you've been with a man 365 days consecutively, you done seen every single phase of this person. They cannot hide who they are for an entire year. They can't. Yeah. Like, it's impossible to keep up that charade for day after day, hour after hour, second after second. Like there's going to be some type of inconsistencies there.
The only people that's doing that were like serial killers in the 70s. Other than that,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna give it away. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give it away just a little bit. A lot of us play the game. You know what I mean when I say play the game. We'll scheme, we'll lie, we'll do this, that, and the third to get to, you know.
Well, that's that the place. Game. That's what I'm saying. We not taught.
Well, let me tap right quick. Let me tap. See, and a lot of us, the majority of us. Now I'm saying us because I'm a man too, and I've done this before, so that's why I'm using us. You don't tell the game because you feel as though it puts you at a complete disadvantage to obtain what it is you're looking for. Because think about it. Think about this. Let me give you an example. What if there is a woman walking down the street and I say, damn, I ain't gonna lie, she fine as hell. Like, I wonder if I hit that, what that shit would be like. And we go try to approach. You think if I go up there and be honest and be like, hey, look, I'm going to be flat out with you. I don't want no relationship. I don't want to get to know how your day is. I just want to get straight to here, which is you, naked, us, bang. How well you think that's going to go? Do you think I'm going to obtain my goal, or do you think I'm going to be denied from my goal?
Sadly, nowadays, I can't call it because I've seen it happen. I'll say maybe she wasn't a 10, but she was definitely an 8 or 9 the way she was, and I've seen it happen.
But I get you, but you got a general idea though.
I would say it shouldn't happen. For sure, it shouldn't happen.
And I'll tell you why it wouldn't happen. Because remember, with women is about perception. It's about how they will be perceived. And the one thing they don't want is to be perceived as no hope. Even if that's the truth. They don't want to be perceived as such.
It depends on if you put negative on it or if you put positive on it. Because
we know there's no positive,
right? Slut has always been the same term, and all of a sudden it got switched to a good thing. So it just depends on who putting the spin on it.
It's still a bad thing. Amongst the majority of the women, it's still a bad thing. But that's why they try to conceal it. But I don't want to sway off my point. So
no, I know, yeah.
I guarantee you, I most likely will be denied from my mission. So you see how transparency doesn't necessarily lead to prosperity when you have certain goals.
Okay.
Right. So and I know that's around the way, and I know that was around the way, but that was the best example. Like, bro, we're gonna lie, we're gonna scheme, we're gonna do whatever to get to that point. It's up to you to hold said point. This is your number one value. This is your number one virtue. Once you let this go for little to nothing, that's what it is now. It's little to nothing. Yeah. That's the standard. Like, it was a video that got shared. It was a video that got shared in my inbox not too long ago. And it was about this woman that had all these standards about, oh, well, I changed, I'm reformed. I don't want this. I don't want that. And I'm like, that's great. Like, I would never knock nobody for their standards, right? That's totally unfair on my part to knock you for your standards, but I can't question them. See, there's a difference between knocking and just having a question about certain inconsistencies. Where was those same standards when you gave up the virtue and gave said man a child?
So what happens when? So maybe it's not even a discussion point. Just let's look at a perspective. If as time passes, so women come into the sexual marketplace with value up here, men come into it, value down here. 18-year-old.
When you say up here, you're saying like
let's just say higher than God.
When they come in, no, I'm saying, what do you mean by when you say they come in?
Whenever they come into the sexual marketplace, if they do the 18, 16, whatever. When
okay, assuming they're a virgin, right?
Huh?
Assuming they're a virgin, right?
Yeah, if they just coming in, yeah, let's say
that's what I want to know.
Otherwise, they already been in, and if they didn't know, then we got a whole bunch of issues. But they come in and they're actually in the sexual marketplace. They're actually now marketing, putting out ads, whatever the cuss, in the sexual marketplace. Mm-hmm. Guys come in low value, women come in higher value. As time goes, men go up in value, women go down in value. We've already seen that in trends, established that. That's right, done deal, right? Yeah. So if what happens when, and this is just a perspective, what happens when, like you said, all those values and stuff when they came into the marketplace weren't there, and they're starting to lose value, but now they're getting these internal values, this self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence, all that, as their sexual marketplace values is going down and the men's value is going up. What do you think happens with that? Or does that even make sense?
No, it makes sense. But the thing is it's the value. Okay. The value goes, the reason why the value goes down for our women and goes up for our men, because what is our value based on? What we can create, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we hit our financial peak when? Mid-40s to late 50s. Mid-40s, late 50s. So as the majority of the time, as the women increases in age, what happens? You accumulate more what?
Miles and time.
You accumulate more miles and more time.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. Reason why. If their marketplace value, in other words, what the market values them is going down, but the value within themselves is going up, like you just gave in your scenario, do you think that's why there's a lot of anger, bitterness, aggressiveness with the older women, over 40 that are saying, I deserve, I should have, because now I have this value within myself. I know being like this and all that. I mean,
the bitterness come from the reality of the fact,
of course,
that damn, the last 20, 25 years I've been playing, I've been running, I've been fronting, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, when I really could have been maximizing the value of my time when it was at its peak. Because remember, on average, you say what?
Could have been investing instead of spending.
Could have been investing,
your
right?
Market value, yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, what I said this, I've said this on the show. I think I said it once, but I'll say it again. I say to all my party people that want to party, live it up, and say I'll be single for forever and all this shit. I say, okay, when the lights cut on and the music stops and the party is over, and the party will be over, exactly who it is you're going home with. You're going to look to your left, you're going to look to your right, and you're going to be going home by yourself. There's the reason why Kevin Samuels used to say, buy a dog and die alone.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, look, and this is the thing. We're not saying that, oh shit, you hit 40, your life is over. We're not saying that. Nothing is 100%, right? For every rule, there's exceptions. I mean, hell, my auntie was just 70 years old and she got married. I mean, there's exceptions everywhere that you can point to, but it's not the average. It's not the most likeliest scenario. It's not the guarantee, right?
And then also the value of marriage at a later age doesn't hold the same weight as it does at a younger age, because most people that's getting married at an older age aren't building the Black community. They're not having children. They're done with that, especially women. After a certain age, that is it. You just don't drop no more eggs. That's ball game. So
ball game.
I would say that the heaviest part of it is earlier in life with the women. Like I said, my dad was 48 when I was born. So men what's his name? 70 something, 80
Al Pacino. Al Pacino is Mr. Scarface himself is 82 years old and he has a baby on the way.
Man, see what I'm saying? Senior citizen menu, house menu, same time.
Same time. And I'm sorry, like I don't, and this is the thing. I don't write these rules. This is the biologies of life. It's just the biologies of life. And you can try to go against it, you can try to fight it, but it's not gonna change anything. It's hard rooted in you. It's hard rooted in a man is hard rooted in all of our women. And it's crazy because I do get some people that be like, man, the stuff you be saying is crazy. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, but just stop and think for a second. Your own life experience literally capitulate to what it is I'm talking about.
Yeah, in most cases, that's why that is the average or the majority.
That's why it's the average of the majority. So I guess let me read some of these comments. My boy Jalil say 50-50, my boy. He was talking about my chances of landing that objective. I say is more of a less likely than a likely.
Well, let's say this. In that scenario, if you're talking about the Michael Nike fam A1 that I'm looking at right now,
oh my goodness,
you make that call.
Oh, I'm gonna miss the mark with a lot of them because I'm short. Oh, man.
You see what I'm saying? If it's a 6 foot something dude or whatever, bald head with the beard, swole, he come walking over there with the muscle shirt on and say, I don't even really need to know your name. I just got a Suburban over here that ain't no seats in the back. Let's get it. He might have a chance. And I'm
not the Suburban.
That's why I say it depends. Nowadays, if you did that back in the 70s or something like that, 80s, you line to get beat down. Women even said back in the day, you couldn't throw, if you threw money at a woman, boy, them bouncers will get you out of that strip club so quick. Now what they do, they just throw money at them. Make it rain.
They put it right up in the, man, fuck throwing it up. My bad, forget throwing it. They just put it right up on the string.
Yeah, exactly. And this was in a strip club. You used to couldn't do that. Times have changed. The perspective of the morality and family in the Black community is almost just eroded down to nothing. And it's going to take probably this generation, like our generation, teaching the ones right under us to make a difference. If we can get 10% of y'all to make a change, we might can push it into another generation. If we can get 50%, we definitely can.
And the thing is, like we've been saying, like we live in a time. This nigga said 6 foot 230 with dreads. He just described himself. I'm crying.
All right, see, he already know.
But no, seriously, like,
the beard and the ball, and that dreads is
like if we start right now, like in 2 generations, I think we can make a change. But the thing is, we live in such an informative age now to where like you can't help but know. Like this information is so out there, so in your face, like you can't deny it. You know, it's here, like literally right here.
What did we say 2 episodes ago? All that you can go on Instagram and you can see butt or you can see info. Are you gonna get the work or are you gonna get the twerk? It's up to you.
You gonna get the work or you gonna get the twerk?
Information is out there.
You say you can get butt, or if a slide left for info, slide right for butt.
It's up to you. It's out there. Same platform.
It's up to you.
No choice.
Hey, life is about what? Choices and trade-offs. Gotta be able to get that down. I ain't gonna bullshit you. Another thing that's crazy is we like, and I know I keep saying this, and I'm gonna say this until I'm blue in the face. Like, us as men gotta start setting better examples for other men.
Absolutely.
Like, we gotta weed out all the negative examples, all the examples that's gonna lead to negative results or negative outcomes, right? Like, we need to start by abolishing the G code. Like, we need to acknowledge that is the biggest load of bullshit that's walking God's green earth.
Be more specific with that. What part of the G code, or what? When you say the G code, what are you talking about?
We saying things like, okay, no, all right, let's start with the no snitching, no telling. All right, now we already know how that goes. It's damn near a crime against humanity if you from the hood and you see some things and you get to talking to the police, is that and the third. But on that same breath, on that same token, if something happened to your brother, your mother, your sister, your daddy, your granny, your auntie, your nephew, your niece, your godbrother, you gonna want somebody to say something if they seen something.
That's why I wanted you to be specific. That right there, that destroys communities.
Also, I throw myself out there. You know how I was back when you met me and the route I was going, the things I was into, etc., etc. Like influence, like okay, the influence of the drug dealers, the gangs, the thugs, the shooters, the riders, the hustlers, the pimps, the finessers, the jackers, the etc., etc. All these things that leads to that other statistic, which is what 85% of prisons is populated by who?
Prisons and death. Yep.
Our people.
Yep.
Because we following shit. And then we wonder why the women say, well, some of y'all can't lead. The ones that, when they say things, and I say, I've said this, the worst thing you can be as a male is everything the women say that we are.
Negatively.
The negative stereotypes that they say that we are. Is hard. Now, let me read. Jaleel says, we don't control the media. That's one main source of the program. We turn the TV off.
Bro, you took it. Yes. That's why I say it's the same platform. You want to work or to twerk. You right. You can't control the media. And the media is controlled. They gonna push the narrative that they want out there. But it's up to you. If your parents didn't do it and you know better, than you teach your children. You can make the difference. That's why I say it's either if this generation can start it, we can push it.
And what you just said, like that's why people like, oh well, how do you speak the way you speak about women and you got 4 daughters and this, that, and the third? I'm like, because I'm gonna tell them the reality of the fact of how it is. If anything, I'm informing them
to fall in this outcome.
Right. If I know that certain exactly, if I know certain behaviors and certain things could land them in a certain column. Isn't it okay? Let me say this. Isn't it my job as their father to give them the best outcome possible?
The best outcome possible. It's not a
the
guarantee.
Best outcome possible.
It's a chance.
Within whatever circumstances life gives you. Isn't it my job to do that?
Absolutely.
So if I got information that I know that could possibly, most likely lead to their prosperity of life, why would I withhold that from them? Wouldn't I just be perpetuating the exact same cycle?
You can call it that. You can call it being a garbage father. I mean, there's so many different terms.
That's the definition. To me, that's the definition of less than.
Yeah, for sure.
Giving your kids less than. We got my boy Ben the Ghost. What fuck he's saying on the watching. Tell my boy TD to like, share, and subscribe.
Dang.
Tripping, bro, for sure.
Saying things to get boy through.
But no, seriously, like, isn't that my job?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Like, so I think it's a good thing that I'm learning these statistics, this data, this info, so I can better help them inform them what lies ahead for them if they make certain decisions.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what it is. Like, it's the ability to give them the best. All right, Jaleel said you can turn the TV off, but social media still exists. But you
swipe this way.
You control what you follow.
That's right. Just like you control your appetite. You control what you eat. It's the same thing. If you have an appetite for sweets, 9 times out of 10 because you got a hold of some sweets, you liked it, and you kept feeding yourself that, and now that's what you like. I like the sweets. So you keep going back to the sweets. You can break that though. Like he said, any learned behavior can be unlearned. So if you have taught yourself to every time you pick up Twitter is horrible. I didn't have to log out of that because.
Oh man, bro. Twitter was a porn site.
Like just garbage. My grandmother would say it's terrible. But you know, if
I sound like Charles Barkley, like you said. Your grandma sound like Charles Barkley.
Yeah, it's terrible. So if every time you pick up your phone, the first thing you do is you like, okay, I got to go to social media. You already noticed that's a habit. Okay. When you go to social media, what do you go to? But okay, you got to, some people got to be unfollowed. It's just simple as that. I got to unfollow some people. Then I got to break the habit of always grabbing his phone and going to social media.
I ain't gonna lie. CJ just dropped that bad uppercut. Like you saying. She said, unlearning learned behaviors.
That's what I just said. If you learned it, you can unlearn it. If you made a habit, you can break a habit. But it's up to you. That's why I said we got to be more deliberate. You have to make the decision. That's why the Bible a lot of times talks about will, W-I-L-L, the will of a person. If my will is against this thing, then I'm not going to be easily convinced to do it. It don't matter what type of influence you throw. My will is set against it. So you have to have the willpower to say, I want this outcome. What do I need to do to get this outcome, and then commit to those actions? But if you if you like looking at butt on your phone and you don't have no intentions of stopping, then you can talk about that till the cows come home. That's what you're gonna spend your time looking at. So when somebody asks you something about how did you improve from 2023 to 2024, you don't have no answer because you spent your time looking at what, not looking at how to invest, how to set up trust, corporations, LLCs. You didn't look at any of that. It was all this all the time.
Which is all this G head left. I think I'm doing it. What you saying? All right, we got my boy Quintrell. I finally got that boy accident. Oh, live. Like you said. All right, we got Quintrell Colbert in the building. Limitless Exposure Media. Them my peoples. Y'all go check them out. If y'all down with photography, videography, make sure y'all go check them out. Please drop your link in the chat. CJ, I know you got a business too. Please drop yours down there so we can promote you. Jaleel, I know you got one for sure. Drop it, y'all. Let's drop it. So we can get some love going up in here. We get some shares going up in here. Jaleel said these are facts, but I thought we were speaking on changing the masses. We are, and it's going to take the masses to understand that the things that you're indulging in, I should say, isn't leading to your prosperity, because if it is, it'll show change across the board with the numbers. The numbers will reflect as such.
Boy, you right there with me. I was gonna say the same thing. The statistics are saying where we are. If the people change, then the statistics will change. They're just data points.
I'll just follow everyone. Bet. I like it. See, I like it. Nico, hey, that's my people. Every time I'm in 405, y'all know I'm fucking with Nico. My boy say I'm back. We're using them real runts. Big gas. Fuck you saying? My boy got the mini rolled up. I already know it, cuz faded right now. But anyway, so this is the thing. My boy said Nico in the building for sure. This the thing. I want to have more. All right, this is the thing I want to do. I want to have more open forums like this. But we're gonna start bringing people on. Like starting next month, we're bringing people on. I want to talk to the people. You know what I'm saying? I know they tired of us talking to each other. We want to talk to the people. We want to get y'all thoughts, y'all insights. All I ask is just please come on here professionally. Y'all know I smoke. I'm not smoking while I'm recording, so let's try not to do those type of things. Just get blitzed before you come on. Drink, all right, cool, but smoke.
Stay coherent, but
yeah, we need you to be as coherent as possible. My boy said, tap me in next week for sure. I got you, I swear on mama. But also, y'all check your boys out, Mike and Pratt, on the Relationship Thursdays on Let's Talk About It, Talking Monkey Business with Jermaine Amerson. If he's watching, he's gonna drop his page. CJ, if you got the link next to you, can you drop it for the people, please? And my boy, let me read my boy Ben comments. He said, first you change yourself, then let your influence change your street. Then your street changes your neighborhood. Man. Then the neighborhood changes the city. Then the city changes the state. Then the state changes the country. I ain't gonna lie. He didn't say all that. I added to that, but I was getting where he was going.
Look, you can pin it. I said that last time. I said, man, it has to grow. We can get from the family to the household to the neighborhoods where we can actually have neighborhoods into communities. It can be done.
And I want you to look back on shows like this to remember that, bro. It started with these type of conversations. On the Domino Effect conversations with Mike and Prizzle. Y'all know how he do it over here, man. What she say? I need to save it. I'm used to Jermaine Ames being on. I got you next week. I promise. Oh no, it's all good. 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 That's it, man. Oh, I feel so bad. My boy Pokey was in here. Big E brother. I swear I was trying to get his name because I don't want to botch the name, bro. But it's fucking Pokey. Like, how the fuck did I forget that? Tough, bro. I'm from the block. I'm supposed to remember that. But y'all see it at the bottom. Let's talk about it Thursdays. That's how it is. That's how it was. But look, I got another one for you. What do you feel? How do you feel that what is the first thing that we can do as a community in whole that can start us in the right direction? I know we're saying having the conversations, but what would be that step after the conversation? I have one in mind. I just want to make sure I want to see what you got.
Give me a second. Let me ponder that, man.
Go ahead. All right, I'll give you mine. I think therapy should be the next step. I know we talked about it on Jermaine's page. When we talked
as a community or yes. Within the community?
Well, actually, it could be both. Two things could be true in this scenario. It could be within, and it could be. But what's the other thing you said, bro? I forgot you that quick. I'm terrible.
Say again?
What you just said? You said two things.
You said within or as a community, like
both.
Like we're
both,
going to therapy to build a community, or the community comes together in a communal therapy session.
Both could be therapeutic.
Okay. Which one were you talking
about? Well, she said, well, hold up. CJ said, start with a realistic plan for oneself. Therapy got to be in that plan. Because
some people truly need therapy. They have had trauma. Some people just have bad habits. Some people just lazy. Yes, therapy can help with that, but some people know that they just sorry and that they're lazy and that when you overeating, when you go through that line and you order 5 burgers, you overeating. You don't need a therapist to tell you that. You know you're doing that. That's 5 sandwiches. Bro,
that's 5 sandwiches.
5 sandwiches. So you see what I'm saying? Now, if there's something in your mind that won't let you break that, yes, therapy. But sometimes we know that we're doing the wrong thing. We keep doing it out of habit, out of boredom. I know this lady always talks about her partner smokes out of boredom. Every 15 minutes, she's just staring at the TV on the phone, just like, get a cigarette. Every 15 minutes out of boredom.
That boy lungs ain't about a damn thing.
Burnt up. So there are things that we can fix within ourselves. Like you say, what you consume. If you're consuming the wrong food, there's information out there. If you're consuming the wrong media, so whether it's social media, news media, whatever the cuss, any type of mass media, you can make that change. If you're reading the wrong books, magazines, whatever, you can make that change. There are a lot of things that we can do that we just don't do. I think therapy should be for either trauma or for advancement, like personal development, things like that. But a lot of people aren't going to go to therapy because they're going to hear the therapist say you're overeating, and they're going to be like, well, I don't want to stop it, so I'm not going to spend money to hear that. What's the point? Because in other words, it has to be purposeful. Therapy, yes, but purposeful.
Now, Ray says, definitely look into the mirror and correcting the mistakes. Be the change you want to see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're that's
absolutely.
That's some good.
It's definitely going to start with the individual and their mindset. It's going to start there.
Nico say, you already spoke on what you said in the car this weekend. Oh, cuz you got to remind me. I ain't going to lie. I've said a lot. I said a lot. Y'all know I gotta check in with you every 30 minutes. Is we spitting the same fire or we talking that bullshit? Drop the flame emoji or drop the shit emoji. She said you didn't really go into it, but you was like, bet you gotta tell me, you gotta tell me like what was the subject, like what did I say that I can kind of remember, because it'd be a lot. I ain't gonna lie, it'd definitely be a lot. Okay. I know a lot of people really, really love when you talk about that equality and special privileges.
When I talk about
that's
it,
what I wanted.
You mean when you talk about it?
No. That's your line, because when you say when you say they don't want equality or special privileges. I promise you, we're not done with that subject. I'm gonna get you. I'm definitely gonna get you. CJ says ownership and accountability, and we got the flames going very well. Now, the thing is, CJ, you are right about that. Like, ownership and accountability goes a long way.
Yep.
And the thing is, and again, I'm not trying to make this the man versus the woman thing. I'm just telling you like how it is. Like, we have things in life that make men be accountable, whether you choose to or you don't choose to. You're damn near forced to, right? If we don't take care of our kid, what ended up happening? Child support. They're gonna dig in your pockets. Child support now they got to the point where they dig in your credit. It goes on your credit if you owe child support.
That's out of line.
Hell, if you accumulate, I know in Texas, if you accumulate 20 grand in back child support, it's a felony warrant out for your arrest.
That's out of line.
Failure to pay child support is an arrestable offense. So
that statute, I'd love to examine that.
We should.
That sounds legal, but not lawful. I'm gonna leave it at that.
You gonna leave it at that?
Sounds legal.
I like it. I like it. Now,
statutory.
Okay. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of what I mean. It's a woman that should be on child support. That's another topic. And I would love to have you on for said topic.
Write that down.
Remember old girl, just a couple weeks ago, running around smacking motherfuckers with bricks, or wasn't it? Was she hitting people with bricks or something like that? Oh no, that the dude threw a brick at her.
Oh, she got hit with the brick, yeah.
And she got hit with the brick or some shit like that. And they ended up raising a GoFundMe. She ended up making 40 grand off of that. And it all turned out to be a lie.
So what state was she in when she where she lived?
Bro, I have no idea what state that was in. If anybody know what state that was in, anybody let us know.
Now this is why I'm asking that question.
Mm-hmm.
I
like how you sit up in the seat. I like how you sit up.
Yeah, I learned that from you. She should have been prosecuted for larceny or extortion or whatever the charge is based on the statutes in that state for doing that. She used a falsity to gain income.
Somebody said it was here in Houston. I don't know. I don't know, CJ. You got.
Look, like I said, I'm gonna leave it at that. But where's the prosecution? Or am I wrong? Am I looking at that wrong? Do you think she should be prosecuted for taking advantage of people in that regard?
G said he believed it was in Texas. Now the thing is, yes, if it's fraud, you definitely should get prosecuted for that 40 grand. That's defrauding. That's obtaining the money by fraudulent means.
Up to $40,000. I can get brick thrown at me by the court for stealing from Walmart. It's $40,000.
I brought up I should definitely be charged for sure. Now I'm bringing that up to show you that look, there's zero accountability for her perpetrating a fraud. Now, how many times have you heard of any male scamming anything? What happens? What happened to the majority of the male scammers?
Some of them have been hunted even to other countries. And again, we're going to leave that out. I don't know how far we can go on here, but yes, accountability is sometimes forced, like you said.
To answer CJ's question, the GoFundMe is by choice, no doubt. But the people was pledging under fraudulent means.
Thank you.
They thought that she was a real victim when she wasn't. She was a perpetrator. I got my boy John up in here, Big John, man. I swear we got to play dominoes, bro. G called it the tender swindler. But that's just the thing. See how she can come to social media, cry, and get all type of sympathy. Tyrese couldn't get no sympathy when he went to social media. He got laughed at, he got clowned, he got ridiculed, he got chastised, all these things. But that just goes to show you right there, accountability and ownership is never a two-way street when it should be.
I've said before, Kevin Samuels used to always make the example. He said, if a man doesn't get his butt up and go to work, what you expect to see him? What do you expect from it? His transportation, his living situation, whatever. Oh, he don't have no car. He gonna be homeless, right? Why don't you think the same thing about you as a female, right? He even said, soon you're gonna start seeing a lot of these single mothers out here homeless because they think somebody's gonna pave the way for them, and it ain't coming. And you starting to see it more and more and more. That accountability.
Then you gonna see posts like this. Then you gonna see posts like this popping up everywhere.
This is what's funny though. Like I think we talked about it last week or the week before that. Black men can go anywhere in the world and they are attractive to all races. Black women are not being chased by all races like that. Not for marriage. Now, as far as dateability, smashing, I think they number one on the list still. And I think last time I looked at that was 2015, something like that. Yes, Mexicans, Asians, they love smashing the black girls. But as far as marriage, they're not chasing them for marriage like that. The statistic at that time was still 25% of them getting married. So if that many people want to date and smash, why isn't the marriage number high? But black guys can go Europe. You can go anywhere in the world.
Hey, you know the story Peanut told. Peanut, hey, you know how Peanut is. You know how reserved my boy is. He say, man, if they would have gave me Germany, I swear I would have re-enlisted in the army quick. He say, man, I went over there. He said, man, I went over there. They love black men. He say, bro, we was getting celebrated like left and right. Like we was God's greatest gift. He said, only in America, in Western civilized countries, where the black man is looked at as a second citizen. Second rate citizen.
So how we gonna get it mad at black guys for going over here and going over there and going over there? You don't win got your white man's trophy. No, I got somebody that can build a family with.
What did I say at the beginning though? Majority of the time when the black man steps outside of his race, where did he start?
There's no resources.
Because he had to know that it fails at home. Yep. He had to know before he decided to do other. But the thing is, I should have said this back then, but I said it now that the people watching. What's the first glimpse he get of a black woman?
Mama. And most of them grow up with mama, auntie, sister, grandmama. Yep. That's kind of scary when you think about it.
That's scary.
You met my mom, right?
Of course. Only woman I know that could cuss you out without saying one single cuss word. Make you feel bad.
So if every guy has their mom as the first example, you think the bar set high for the women I encounter? Or is it average or below average?
Say, look here, bun. That mug said hi. I ain't gonna lie. You damn near gotta be a pole vaulter to jump over that thing.
But that's how it should be. It should be like that for everybody. Male and female. The female should be like, no, you can't come to me half-stepping. I'm not talking about this money stuff and all this. You got to be rich and take care of me and all that. Because no adult should be taken care of unless they have a mental or a physical disability. You shouldn't be taken care of. If you need assistance, help, partnership, all these terms make sense. But taken care of as an adult, people with developmental disorders, physical disorders, things like that, those are adults who are taken care of. If you're a woman talking about you looking for a dude to take care of you, my first question is going to be, is it mental or is it physical? because I need to know how much the government gonna send us for me taking care of this dependent. Because that's the only way you need to be taken care of. Otherwise, you need to be a partner. And if you're not a partner, you're a problem. Women are designed by God to be the helpmate of the man. So if you're not a partner, you're a problem.
Come on, y'all. Hey, it is on fire in these comments. Let me read. So CJ saying that's both men and women roots of their issues.
Which particular part? Because that was a while back.
Huh? I think she before what you just said.
Yeah.
What we were saying before you just said. Ray says, I know a guy who doesn't date black women because of how his sisters and mom act.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And CJ says, I've heard many black men say the same thing. And that's why, and it's crazy whenever I get pushback from these type of things from women that have sons. Because I be like, bro, you realize your sons is going to grow up and have to deal with this exact same things I'm sitting here talking about. And I even draw out the scenario, and I'm not talking about no one in particular. I'm speaking in general. So please do not make a general statement personal. I say,
sorry, what's up?
When it comes to, all right, like the whole stepdad thing, like you'll sit here in one vein say, oh well, it take a real man to be a stepdad, take care of another woman's kids, blah 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 blah.
Real man, what?
But I ask, I'm like, okay, if your son makes something of himself, he become highly successful. Would you tell him? Would you want him? Would you prefer him to take care of another man's kids or him to create his own?
Exactly.
What answer do I normally get?
I would rather I'd rather him have the best outcome. I'd rather him not have to go through that. I'd rather him not. Okay. So be that example that you want him not to. That you want him to target.
Now again, no one is saying that. Oh well, it's 100% fail rate for you to take care of the next man's kids. No one is saying that. That is completely asinine because my own life example speaks to that, right? Now, I'm saying in majority of the cases, on a balance of probabilities, this is the outcome. And then what normally happens? Well, I'm not having no more kids. Well, ain't that a bitch?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. That'd be rough. I got started late, and then I get with a woman that's around my age group, and she like, you got to take these two, but I ain't having none for you. What? That's rough. See, that's one rough. Of the first date conversations where we can enjoy a meal together and then maybe be friends.
And if he accepts that, then that's great, bro. That's wonderful. That's amazing. That's everything because that's what we call choice trade-off, right?
Yeah.
You got to be an even choice, and even trade-off.
Yeah.
It's the only way. It's literally the only way this is gonna work. This is the only way. Laura has stepped in the building. What is the deal? So it's tough, man. But it's life, y'all, and this is the life we're in, and this is the life we live. And this is what's gonna help you get from one part of life to the other. You have to understand where we've been. Those 3 questions. You got to understand where we've been, where we at, where we're going. You got to ask yourself, are we headed in the right direction or are we headed in the wrong direction? G said, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't know if he's quoting the Chris Brown lyric or if he's actually saying, I can't do it.
I think it's both. Knowing him is both. Growing up with knowing him is both.
I think I accidentally fed him into it. But you got anything else you want to touch on, rap on, etc., etc.?
Post the quote up one more time.
Post the quote up one more time?
Yeah, but did I say it weird? I probably did. Bring
what was the quote?
Or the whatever.
Bring the post up one more time.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we already talked about it. It triggered something. I just wanted to make sure we had talked about. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. But that's how it goes down over here on the domino effect, like he's saying. Hey, That's what my boy said. My boy G said, yeah, it is. All right, so check.
I will say this.
This is what. Go ahead.
Y'all forgive me for my energy last week. I'm telling you, I mentioned it earlier. Y'all, some of y'all might not have been here. Last week, I was on a fast from Sunday to Wednesday. I broke the fast. I had too many carbs. I was crashing. I didn't know I was crashing that bad. I went back and looked at it, and I was like, bro, you was in the Oz or something. So I had to come with it this week. So I hope y'all. And another thing, I don't want to. I told Mike this from the beginning. We don't want to do this just for entertainment. There's a lot of people that's doing stuff for entertainment. We're actually looking. He's got 4 daughters. He wants better outcomes for them. I don't have kids yet. I want them to come into an environment that at least has a higher percentage, even if it's 2%, 3%, higher percentage of success than it was this year, last year. We need to increase year by year. So we really want outcome. We really want changes, collective, within ourselves. That's why I'm doing the fast. That's why I'm doing the readings. That's why I'm studying. I was actually going to come home and get some statistics together so I can give y'all websites and stuff, because I want you to see we're not just on here just having conversations. These conversations we've had off screen. That's how it came to conversation.
They're purposeful. They're purposeful conversations. Yeah. Like, it's conversations with a purpose. It's informative conversations that need to be had that we can understand and get a better understanding of where we are as a culture and what can we do better. And I understand these are the type of shows that's not going to get pushed to the forefront because we ain't got no script that we following. It ain't no drama. It ain't no arguing back and forth. I'm not doing this for clout, clicks, likes, none of this. I mean, I understand it's a grind. But that's why I'm here with y'all every week. That's why we take time out of our week to conduct this show. As you can see, we're in 2 different locations, and it's been like that a couple times. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a grind, y'all. And I appreciate any and everybody that's on here, that be on here, that take time out of your week to follow, to like, share, subscribe, to comment. You understand? Like, y'all are what help fuels the show, and y'all what helps things going. And also, I strongly urge everybody, all 11 people that's watching right now. I know I gave the number away. It is what it is. All the 11 people that's watching, I encourage y'all to follow your boys on Thursdays, on Relationship Thursdays. Let's talk about it on the Monkey Man podcast with Jermaine Amerson. Like, we are both on there, and we come with the same energy, same facts, same conversations, even better, even more broader conversations, because we actually have a panel on there.
Look here, Bun. And let me put this out here real quick.
Even if we're here for no hoes, no freaks, we ain't in here for no scallywags.
But look, even if we aren't there, still check it out.
Still check it out.
There, still support and check it out, because they have
interesting conversations.
Yeah,
it's interesting conversations. And next week, hey, we're gonna have a panel on here next week. Like I said, I know y'all tired of me talking to him talking to me. I know y'all want to hear what the people got to say. We're gonna bring people on starting next week. All I ask is, please, for my smokers, smoke before you come on. Do not come on with the blunt in your mouth. I'm trying to keep it as professional as possible. I understand we got some growing to do, but still, we want to reach the broader audience, not just a certain audience, right? Yeah. So certain things gotta go certain ways. But you got anything else you want to add before we get up out of here?
No, I'm just waiting for next week when you have your sound effects buttons. I see you flashing stuff on the screen now.
Man, bro, I gotta get
rid of the dog barking in the taps for you.
On me, man. That's just how it's gonna be.
Man, I like it. Let's do it.
That's how I do. All right. I heard a little.
So now you're saying we got to make a theme song for this, right?
Yeah, we definitely got to make a theme song. Mm-hmm. Hey, also, y'all, hey, give us some ideas, please. It's never a bad idea to give us a topic to talk about. Yeah. We'll talk about whatever topic y'all want. So let's get it. But if it ain't anything else to add, I'm gonna go and get up out of here. It's been your boy, the host that does the absolute most. sometimes, just a little time. Here on what they call the Domino Effect Podcast. Y'all holla at your boy.
All right, y'all. Enjoy your night.
Hold up. Peace.